This time let's talk about Bronfenbrenner's ecological system theory. From the word ecological itself, I guess you can have the idea that it's the environment that directly or indirectly affects and serves as a key factor in a child's development. Now, what is development? Development is the result of the relationship between people and their environment. Accordingly, people cannot evaluate a child's development only in the immediate relationship or the environment, and therefore must also examine the interaction among the larger environments that a child develops in. So here are 4 layers of relationship that influence a child's development. In the first layer, there is microsystem, which is the relationships that directly affect or with direct contact to the child. The second one is the mesosystem, which is the connection between relationships of child microsystem. And the third one is the ecosystem, which is the structures in which the child is not directly in contact with. And in the last one, we do have the macrosystem, which is cultural in context. So let's discuss each one by one. Okay, in the microsystem, okay, we say that microsystem are the variables that the child is directly exposed to. So it involves relationship, the environment, and the child's body. So in a relationship, there is the family, school, religious institution, and neighbors, in which the family is the most influential and durable influence on a child. In the environment, there is geographic and material structures. For the child's body, we do have their general health, brain functioning, which are both physiological and psychological, and the emotions, the cognitive systems. Now, how do they work? Okay, I'm sorry for this. Most of the child's behavior is learned in a microsystem. Now, the microsystem consists of bidirectional influences in which the parents actively shape the development of the child and the child actively shape their environment through their personal attributes that influence their responses from other people. And the other one is it's where children actively select and avoid specific environments. Now, these bidirectional relationships are the foundation for a child's cognitive and emotional growth. All right, so we do have the second one, which is the mesosystem, or the interconnections between the microsystems. There are some examples. The first one is the interaction between family and teachers. Now, family is one microsystem, and the other one is the teacher. Now, the interaction between the family and the teachers, this creates a mesosystem. In the second example, we do have a relationship between the child's peers and the family. The child's peers is the first microsystem, and the family is the second microsystem, and the interaction of both creates a mesosystem. And the third one, we do have the ecosystem, which is the institutions of society that indirectly affect a child's development. So, for example, we do have the parents' workplace, the funding for education. In actuality, they don't directly affect the child, but the effect on their parents and their teachers, the funding for education, indirectly impact a child's development by influencing the parents and the teachers, who are the structures in the microsystem. I hope it's clear. Next one we do have, and the last one, this is the macrosystem. As I've said a while ago, this is the biggest one because this is the culture in which a child develops. So it provides values, beliefs, and customs, and the laws, and influences how parents and teachers and others raise a child, in which they can be conscious or unconscious. Now, they also influence the societal values, the legislations, and financial resources provided by society to help the families. This cultural context also influences the interaction of all the other layers. Now, let's proceed to the properties of these 4 layers of relationship. We have to remember that each layer of the environment is complex, and each layer has an effect on a child's development. Now, if there is conflict within any layer, it ripples throughout other relationships. The second thing that we have to remember is that as the child develops, interaction with an environment becomes more complex, and this complexity is a result of the maturation of child's physical and cognitive structures. Now, there are 5 propositions in the ecological systems theory that describe how home and school relationship work together for positive development. The first one, child must have an ongoing long-term mutual interaction with the adult characterized by unconditional love and support. The second one, the child-adult relationship provides a pattern of interpersonal relationships with all the child's other relationship. So, the confidence from that relationship allows the child to explore and grow from other activities. The third one, okay, the interaction with other adults enables the child to develop a more positive relationship in the primary child-adult relationship. And the fourth one, the primary child-adult relationship improves with repeated two-way interchanges and mutual compromise. And on the fifth, relationships between child and adult requires the society to support the importance of these roles. Therefore, public policies must provide time and resources for child-adult relationships to be nurtured. So, based on this belief, okay, the ecological systems theory says that instability and unpredictability of modern family life is the most destructive force in child development. Why? Because the demand of within the workplace, children do not have constant mutual interaction with important adults that are necessary for development. Another, if relationships in a microsystem break down, the child will not have tools to explore other parts of the environment. And therefore, children without a strong primary relationship will find affirmation in an inappropriate places, okay, particularly in adolescent years. So, why do we say that? One, technology has changed the society. Society does not provide resources to protect the children and adults from potential negative outcomes of technology. So the best interest of society is to lobby for political and economic policies that support the importance of parents' role in their child's development. Okay, so this part, okay, is the critiquing. Okay, according to other people, the critics, the strengths of this theory is that it integrates multiple influence on child development, but on the other hand, it does not provide detailed mechanism for the child development. Okay, I hope you learned from this today. Again, this is the ecological system theory by Bronfenbrenner.